All right, so we just got some pretty solid updates about the amazing Digital Circus episode 6, and honestly, it's way more interesting than I expected. Gooseworx dropped some real insights during a recent stream, and there's actually a lot to unpack here. Here's the deal. Episode 6 is coming way sooner than we thought. Gooseworx confirmed during a stream with Jobby the Hong that we're looking at under 4 months for the next episode. That's actually insane when you think about how long we usually wait between episodes. The reason for this speed up? They're working on multiple episodes at the same time. Episodes 5, 6, and 7 are all in production right now, which is the same approach they used for episodes 3 and 4. So not only are we getting episode 6 faster, but episode 7 should follow pretty quickly too. Here's where things get really interesting. Gooseworx straight up said that she finds it heartwarming that nobody has accurately predicted what's going to happen in episode 6. Think about that for a second. We've been analyzing every frame, every line, every background detail, and apparently we're still missing something huge. She also mentioned that while she tweaks dialogue sometimes when it sounds off, the main story beats are locked in. There are too many subtle details planted in previous episodes to change the core direction now. So whatever we're missing, it's been there all along. Episode 6 is going to focus heavily on how being stuck in the digital circus has actually changed these characters. This is huge because it gets to the heart of one of the series' biggest questions. Are they the same people they were as humans, or has this place fundamentally changed who they are? Remember when Kinger mentioned how hard it was for Regatha to adjust? That's probably setting up some major revelations about how different she used to be. While Gooseworx didn't outright confirm it, she heavily hinted that Evil Pomni is making a return in episode 6. Given how Jax seemed to vibe with her, and considering the whole dynamic that's developing between Jax and regular Pomni, this could get messy real quick. Gooseworx has already said that Pomni and Jax's relationship is going to be complicated, so don't expect them to become best friends after episode 5. Evil Pomni coming back could definitely throw a wrench in whatever they've got going on. Let's look at some of the out-of-context lines Gooseworx has shared. You made a whole guy for that. This is probably about that mannequin we saw at the end of episode 5. The circus crew is likely going to find out about this character, which could lead to some serious questions about what Kane's really up to and whether they're being watched. That's kind of cringe. Classic Jax line, but the context could be important. This might be his way of deflecting during a serious moment, like when someone's trying to have a real conversation with him and he just shuts it down. We're at episode 6 out of 9 total. So it's about time we got some real insight into Jax's deal. Gooseworx mentioned that Jax is going to get tortured in upcoming episodes, but not in a physical way. More like he's going to have to confront his emotions and past. Based on what we've seen with other characters, they tend to open up to Pomni when they're alone together. So there's a good chance we'll finally get Jax's backstory and understand what's really driving him. What's really getting me hyped is Gooseworx's confidence that we haven't figured out episode 6 yet. This suggests that things like the C&A company and that mysterious mannequin are going to play much bigger roles than we've been thinking. The fact that she's focusing on character transformation rather than just plot advancement tells us that episode 6 is going to be more psychological than action-packed. We're probably going to learn some game-changing stuff about who these people really are. Based on previous patterns and what we know about production, we're probably looking at a late summer or early fall release. Episode 3 came out in October, so that time frame would make sense for episode 6. The 4-month window Gooseworx mentioned puts us somewhere between late August and early October, which actually aligns pretty well with Glitch Productions' usual release strategy. They tend to space out major episodes to maximize impact and give their other projects room to breathe. We know they're also working on Gaslight District and Murder Drones content. What's interesting is that this accelerated timeline might also affect how they handle the marketing and build-up to episode 6. Usually we get a longer period of speculation and teasing, but with a shorter gap, They might drop more substantial previews or behind-the-scenes content closer to release. Plus, an early fall release would be perfect timing for the series as we head into the final stretch. With only 3 episodes left after episode 6, they'll want to maintain momentum going into what's probably going to be an intense finale run. The most intriguing part of all this is that despite all our theorizing and analysis, we're apparently still missing the mark on episode 6. That either means we're overlooking something obvious, or Gooseworx is planning something completely different from what we expect. Honestly, this has me second-guessing everything we think we know about the series. Are we too focused on the surface-level mysteries like the exit door and abstraction, when the real story is happening in the character interactions? Or maybe we've been looking at the wrong details entirely, focusing on background Easter eggs when the answers are right there in the dialogue. The fact that Gooseworx is so confident about our predictions being wrong makes me think we might be dealing with a perspective shift or a revelation that reframes everything we've seen so far. It could be something as simple as learning more about the characters' human lives, or as complex as discovering that the digital circus operates completely differently than we assumed. What's also worth considering is that with Evil Pomni potentially returning and the focus on character transformation, Episode 6 might be more about internal conflict than external plot advancement. Maybe the unpredictable element isn't a plot twist, but rather how these characters are going to react to situations in ways that subvert our expectations of who they are. What do you think we're missing? Are there clues we've been ignoring? Or is this going to be a total curveball? Have we been overthinking the mysteries and underthinking the characters? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more updates as we get closer to episode 6. Catch you in the next one. Piece by piece.